Midi knows that just when you thought you had your body all figured out, bam, perimenopause. Suddenly, your hormones are raging like it's puberty round 2. You're waking up at 3 a.m. and dealing with mood swings that have mood swings. Your ears are itchy, your jeans don't fit, you need an industrial-sized fan to cool down, and you've suddenly forgotten the word for microwave. Most women in perimenopause don't know that they are, even though it can last for 10 years. They also don't realize that most of their symptoms are treatable. That's why we built Midi Health. Midi is a company built by women who've been through it. Our menopause experts actually listen and treat the real symptoms you're feeling. Your symptoms aren't just common, they're treatable. Schedule a visit with a menopause specialist at Midi. Visit joinmidi.com. Specialist-led care, virtual visits, insurance eligible. Midlife needs Midi. Results may vary. Medications prescribed only if clinically appropriate based on a consultation with a clinician. Insurance coverage varies. Check with your plan for coverage.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Welcome to Basic and Bookish Podcast, where today we're discussing our favorite moments and characters from Empire of Storms, Book 5 of the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. I'm Kinsey.
And I'm Karly. I'm experiencing Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas for the first time.
And I am here as our resident Throne of Glass fan to guide the way. Honestly, I cannot wait to talk about your first reactions, initial reactions to certain scenes, because oh my god, that ending. Whew.
Today we are discussing our Empire of Storms Book 5 thoughts and reactions, including discussions on favorite key characters and moments, and my predictions for the next Throne of Glass book. You can check out our timestamps for each section in the show notes. Just so you know, I did the tandem read, but we will not be discussing Tower of Dawn. I actually haven't even finished Tower of Dawn. We literally are filming this right after I finished Empire of Storms, which finishes before Tower of Dawn in the tandem read.
So you just have that like last little section to go, like an hour left or so.
Yeah, I have about an hour left.
Yeah. And I technically haven't finished either book because I was just racing to hop on here to talk with you.
But you've read it before.
I have. Yeah, this is like my third or fourth time rereading the series in the past 2 years. But we just had to get that disclosure out of the way. This is part of our Massive Maasverse Mayhem Crash Course season, where we will cover favorite ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City moments, world building and lore breakdowns, ACOTAR 6 theories, and more before the sequel's release on October 27th, 2026. And once ACOTAR 6 is here, we'll be right by your side to recover from the inevitable cliff hangover before ACOTAR 7's release on January 12th, 2027. And yes, we will be updating our theories between releases.
This is your official spoiler warning for Empire of Storms. If you haven't finished reading this book yet, we recommend pausing the show and returning after you've finished.
Due to the nature of this book, this podcast is rated R in content and language.
If you'd like to skip the ads and have access to full video formats, it's available now on Patreon. That link can be found in our show notes.
Now, prepare to break through the word gate because we're entering the Maasverse. Okay, we'll get into our character section in a moment, but Karly, you literally just finished Empire of Storms like moments ago.
Yeah, I think like actually 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I like kept texting you. I was like, you done? Are you done yet?
Yeah.
But obviously, I haven't finished it yet, like I said. And I was just like, we just got to hop on and like film right away because I'm dying to know what your reaction was to that cliffhanger. Because to me, that is one of the craziest book endings like ever.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's up there with book endings. I do feel like I was really prepared for it to just be like a really crazy ending because everybody talks about how ending's so crazy.
I experienced the same exact thing. Like everybody thought that I would be crashing out because you guys know me. I cry at everything. I'm a big crasher outer. Okay.
Yeah.
But because I would like, people were like, you're going to sob. I lost my mind. You're going to cry so much. Like, I think I was anticipating it, but not only that, I was so fucking ecstatic at the mates reveal because Rowena is my OTP, okay? Like, they are my all-time favorite couple. I love them so much. Yeah. And so I was literally celebrating when it was revealed that they were mates and that they already got married. I was like, I knew it! And so I was so happy that I, like, didn't process, like, wait, they're screwed. But, like, on a reread, I'm devastated. Like, now I am the person who cries at the ending. I haven't gotten there yet, which is why I'm so cheerful. But like, how are you feeling? Did you crash out?
No, I didn't crash out. I'm totally good.
That's good.
I think I just really like so many other like not necessarily where everybody's at, because like it's a kind of a shitty situation,
super shitty,
but there's also a lot of hope
for now,
you know. So I'm like, well, like, you know, they got all these people coming to help them, and I mean, I've got my girl Manon.
When Manon revealed that she actually had the keys.
Yeah. Well, I was there. I was like watching this. I always say watching because it happens visually in my head so much that it really genuinely feels that way. But when I was reading those last few chapters and Maeve was taking her, I was questioning. I was like, are the keys on her? Are they on someone else? Did she leave them? I thought maybe she left them in the mirror. Like,
she was so quiet. Yeah. I was just like, oh my god. And then like you have like Lorcan crawling towards Maeve and you're like, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I was like, still, my guy? Still?
So there are other books, I won't say which one, where you're like, oh, the way that I would react to a where is my wife sort of situation, were you like excited to read that? I know like Rowan isn't your favorite because of the age difference, but were you at least like, oh my god, they're married?
I was not expecting that. And then when it explained it, I was like, okay, but also like, is Lysandra also just going to pretend that she has fire magic? Like, how does that work? Like, it didn't make a lot of sense to me.
That is the only thing, to be clear for the record, I'll say it right now, that is the only thing you're ever allowed to critique Aelin on from here on out, is that exact plan. Because I actually think that plan's messed up, first of all, not only to Lysandra, but also Adian. But you're so right, because how is she going to do that? And it's definitely going to become an issue. Okay. When they need it in battle, you know, like she's not just like a pretty face. And I know that Lysandra doesn't remember what she used to look like, but like, how can they even guarantee that she's going to birth children that look like Aelin? They're relying a lot on Adian's genetics here.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess sometimes though kids don't look that much like their parents, so like, anything could happen.
And it's so funny too, because like people kept saying, oh, he looks just like Gavriel. How did we never notice? And then Gavriel was like, you look just like your mom. And I'm like, so who does he look like?
Who does he look like? I will say I'm not a person to judge on that because one, I know we've talked about this. I don't know if people listening to this might know, but I actually have a really hard time with faces. They're not, all faces to me seem very, very similar. And so when people are like, oh, look at this brand new baby, looks just like mom or just like dad, I'm like, sure. They all just look like babies to me.
Baby faces are indecipherable. I don't care. I think those people are full of shit, personally. I don't think kids start looking like parents until they're toddlers.
Yeah. Just to give like some clarity on my face confusion though, my husband often has to tell me who characters in TV shows are. I often have to ask, who is that? Like if they're wearing like a different outfit or they've changed their hair, like especially if it's a spy show and they change their looks. My husband is often telling me like, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so. Because like I often can't tell.
Yeah.
So I'm not the best judge of that.
Yeah. So to like rein it back in with like, Aelin is now captured by Maeve, who's fucking evil after just being brutalized on a beach. Rowan
is big crazy.
Yeah. Rowan is devastated and he's like convinced he's gonna go find her, so he's gonna go search for her. Gavriel and Lorcan were just dishonorably discharged from Maeve's blood oath service.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, it's a mark on the soul. I'm like, what does that even mean?
I'd be like loud and proud about it. Like,
yeah.
And then you have Adian being like, where are our allies, Aelin? Like, oh my god, I bet he feels like such a piece of shit for giving her that attitude. And then to have all of the allies coming, like now, whenever I read that, I just like sob because I'm like, oh my god, like this whole time she was gathering allies because she cares about Terrasen and she's sacrificing herself for Terrasen. And this is why Kingdom of Ash is such a hard book for me, because I'm such like an Aelin stan, and it hurts me when she hurts, but there's also so many characters that hurt in this book that I also relate to, and so it's going to be very painful, but whew, yeah, crazy cliffhanger. That was a crazy ending, like just in general.
It is a crazy, and I feel like, you know, Sarah J Maas has done a handful of crazy endings in her career, and I haven't read all of Crescent City, but I've heard from you as well as a couple other people that book 2 in Crescent City has real good cliffhanger. So I'm prepared for that. Yeah. And I don't know, like, no one's told me, like, oh, it's a super dramatic cliffhanger, or it's a super, like, scary cliffhanger. Or everybody's just like, you just have to read it. Like, that's what everybody says. And I'm like, okay. So I'm not really sure what to be prepared for, but I'm expecting a pretty good cliffhanger in book 2.
Yeah. I think as far as cliffhangers go, this one is more traumatic.
Okay.
Like, on edge. Okay. Type of a cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. So I'd say this one's probably her craziest.
Okay, all right.
Like, it's on par. It's on par, I'd say, like, maybe with Mist and Fury, but I think that it's a lot more intense and the stakes are so much higher than where you're left off with Mist and Fury.
For sure. And we won't give any spoilers, but there's a specific, like, Aelin's circumstances are very different.
Extremely different. Yeah. So I'm just, like, very distraught for my girl. Mm-hmm. Super crazy, just like a lot of shit happening. So I just had to, like, I was like, did she finally cry? Probably
I didn't cry.
Okay, I had a feeling. I'm like, the way you were just like racing through, I was like, she seems fine. No, you should prepare to cry in the last book, though. Like,
I'm prepared to cry in Kingdom of Ash. Here's the part of the problem is so many people have told me, oh, this book series is so traumatic and you're going to cry so hard, that I feel like once that happens, I never do. I think it's like when someone tells you how funny a movie is and how everybody's like, this movie's so hilarious, it's so hilarious, it's so hilarious. And then you go in expecting to laugh, but you don't laugh when you expect to laugh. So when I expect
that's why I don't
cry,
like being told exact chapters to look out for.
Yeah. Because
then I'm anticipating it. Like, if you give me a range, then I'm like, okay, then I don't know exactly when the thing's gonna happen. But on that note, I literally received a text message from my cousin earlier today, and she had said, I finally finished Kingdom of Ash this morning. I think I cried the last 30 chapters. 10 stars. So I'm not joking. It reaches a certain point where you just don't stop crying.
Okay.
So, like, if you don't cry, Karly, I'm gonna be a little bit concerned for your mental well-being. Just like a tad. I don't think I know a single person who has not cried, even like teared up in that book. Like, you cry in Fourth Wing. Okay, you've cried in Iron Flame. There's no way in hell that you're not going to cry in Kingdom of Ash. I cried by, I shit you not, page 5 of Kingdom of Ash. Page 5, bitch.
Yeah. I will say, unless it's like a personal trigger for me from something from my like own personal life, I oftentimes don't cry when I'm reading. I'll cry later. And that is what happened with Onyx Storm. There's a scene, I won't spoil anything for anybody, but like, I didn't cry when I read it. I cried like a week later. Like, I was just like started thinking about it and crying. So I'm not sure I'm going to cry during Kingdom of Ash. I might cry about it a week later. I don't know.
Karly, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You are going to cry.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Like, knowing which characters you love.
Okay.
And which characters you resonate with, and other scenes that have made you cry, because you and I have talked about dozens of books. I'm fairly confident that like, if you don't cry, first of all, you're bullshitting me. But if you don't, then I will read your favorite book series. How about that?
Okay.
You're still going to cry, though.
I think you're gonna read my favorite book series no matter what, but I'll still probably cry.
Girl, I'm still gonna read the Galatian trilogy. Let's be so real. But I will drop everything to read it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll try to hold it in then.
No. Okay, fine. If you do cry, then I will read the Galatian trilogy. And if you don't cry, I'm never reading it.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. So Force those tears. Unless you're on an SSRI, those tears are coming out.
All right. Oh, boy.
All right, time to get on to our characters. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill, or Hug, Befriend, Avoid. It was honestly hard for me to narrow down the options with this book because there's just like so many characters. For the boys, we have Pad Shirt Circus Lorcan, Fenris, and Where Is My Wife Rowan.
Okay.
And then for the girls, we have Captive Manon, Sea Serpent Lysandra, and double it for the next person, Elena.
Okay.
So for the guys, Lorcan, Fenris, Rowan, what are you doing?
This is tough because I really don't like Lorcan or Fenris.
Okay, I accept Lorcan, but Fenris, shot through the heart.
I'm not a Fenris fan personally by the end of this book.
Okay.
Maybe I will be.
Love him. He's like my second favorite in the cadre.
Okay.
Like Rowan, and then Fenris, and then Gavriel, and then Lorcan, and then I guess Vaughn, and then Connell.
Okay, I definitely feel like I like Gavriel more than Fenris, but I mean, Lorcan was trying to crawl to Maeve, so he's got to go. Okay, at this point, I have a feeling the next book I'm gonna have a different feeling for him because I think he's gonna like survive and do something like helpful. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because I know things that you don't know.
Okay. I mean, I definitely think Lorcan's going to be important in the next book. So it's not like based on who I think is going to be important. It's just
And
based
you
on who
don't
I
think
like.
that Fenris is going to be important in the next
No,
book?
I mean, I think he'll be important, but I think there's something different about Lorcan's magic specifically that's going to be important in the next book that like is going to be extra important.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
think his
they'll
magic
all be important to some degree.
Yeah, I think his magic is so interesting because he says sometimes he believes that his magic is death itself. Listen, there's another character in the Maasverse who has magic like that. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. No,
It's very
something's
interesting.
Fishy's going on there. Mm-hmm. So I think his magic's going to be really important, like part of the next I guess technically not the next book. When I say next, I mean Kingdom of Ash. I don't mean Tower of
this
Dawn.
is like, we are not referring to Tower of Dawn.
Yeah.
We're referring to Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah, just because I've been doing the tandem read, so Tower of Dawn doesn't really feel like the next book.
Yeah.
Okay. So, based on who I least like the most, I like Lorcan the least right now.
Same though.
Yeah.
So
I guess I'll befriend Fenris and give Rowan a begrudging hug.
all right. Awesome.
All right, what about
you? So for me, if we're going to do traditional fuck, marry, kill, I will marry Rowan, fuck Fenris, and kill Lorcan.
Okay, so we're basically the same.
Basically the same.
Yeah.
And then for the girls, we've got Captive Manon, Sea Serpent Lysandra, and double it for the next person, Elena, because that bitch. Anyway. Now you know why I hate her so much.
Okay, this is hard. Manon and Lysandra are my girls, okay?
I love them both.
I love them so much.
So much.
But I'm always going to marry Manon, and I'm always going to, I will hug Lysandra, and Elena can eat a dick.
Period. Exactly that. Exactly that. Okay, so we did get to know Rowan's former cadre members a bit better, and we were reintroduced to Captain Rolfe, as well as Prince Galen, like briefly, and the Silent Assassins. We had Ansel come back. Like we had so many characters come back in this book, which made me super excited. And you know, there are people who don't even read The Assassin's Blade until the very end, or just don't read it at all. So they're probably like, who are all these people?
Yeah.
What are they talking about? It's important.
I definitely think Assassin's Blade is definitely one you need to read.
Yeah.
I really love the Assassin's Blade personally. I think as like a collection of short stories, it works really well.
I agree. I fully agree. So starting with the cadre. So you've already said you don't like Fenris. I'm going to say my piece. I think he's super funny. Okay. I love him. I like how he's just like super into Aelin, but not romantically. Like he's just interested in fighting for her and not against her, and he's just with Maeve against his will, and I too would be against my will working with Maeve. So yeah, I don't fuck with her. So I really feel for Fenris, and it really sucks that he got to see everyone else get the oath broken, but he has to continue on with her because that's his own form of torture and punishment, is being with Maeve. So I really feel for him. I think he's really funny. I love him a lot. I love his character. I do think your opinions on him are going to change. But yeah, and I also really like Gavriel, and I really wish that Adian was nicer to him, because it's not exactly Gavriel's fault that he never got to know his son. He didn't even know he existed.
Yeah.
Like,
that's tough.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. So, but I like him a lot. I like how he's really mellow-headed and calm compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
So.
I do like Gavriel a lot. It's not going to surprise me that Gavriel has to sacrifice himself maybe to get Aelin back, because he goes with Rowan at the end. So I'm like, I don't feel like Gavriel's long for this world.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's long for this world. That's a good way to say it.
I don't have good feelings about this one.
We'll get into that in our theories section, like who we think is going to die and who's not. But yeah, definitely that was a character for me. And there's other characters that I have on my list. Lorcan. So a lot of readers are obsessed with him. Okay. I personally don't get it. I don't like Lorcan, and this might get me canceled. I only like him with his interactions with Elide. He's like 500 something, so he's actually the oldest out of all of the Fae. But
interesting.
I do.
He doesn't behave like it.
No, he does not. Not one bit. But I do think that he's sweet with Elide. Like when he tore up his shirt to give her feminine products. Okay, period. If he wanted to, he would. Men, let's step it up a little bit. But also just how he would use little bits of his magic to brace her ankles. Like that was just so sweet. So I only really like him with Elide, but to everyone else, he's such a dick.
Yeah, I find Lorcan to be a very compelling character. Like, I would find his backstory very interesting. Like, his story of how he became so obsessed with Maeve and all of this, and how he even came to be in the cadre and all of that. I would like his backstory, because I think how he got there is interesting, because I do find him very complex. And so while I find him interesting to read, I'm also like, dude, you're crawling for Maeve? Like, for real? Like, you could probably do better. Like, maybe you need to have some confidence in yourself. Like, believe you can do better.
Yeah, I mean, did we get it from his POV, though? I think it was someone else's POV. It was Elide's POV. So we don't know what was going through that man's head.
That's true.
So that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments on the cadre before we talk about the return of our Assassin's Blade characters?
I mean, I'm real concerned for their future, especially Gavriel.
Yeah. That's pretty valid. You should honestly at this point be concerned for everybody. Okay. Everyone dies.
That's fine.
Just kidding. The only person that survives is Elena, and she's already dead. Just kidding. Okay, so Captain Rolfe, Ansel, the Silent Assassins, Prince Galen Ashriver, they all come back at the end. We got to spend a really good amount of time with Captain Rolfe. I really enjoyed him in this book. In the Assassin's Blade, I didn't really like him that much. But in this book, I was like, wait, he's kind of a cool character. And like how it turns out that he's one of the Mycenaean heirs. That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's a character who was written to profiteer off of human trafficking and slavery. So I hope he dies a slow, painful death at some point.
Yeah, after he's useful.
After he's useful, he could die a slow, painful death. Yeah.
At least he kept his word. Okay, and then obviously we have our main cast of characters. Aelin, Dorian, Rowan, Adian, Lysandra. They all went through a ton of growth in this book. Lysandra, fucking phenomenal with her shape-shifting capabilities in this. Like the whole sea serpent thing. Yeah. Unreal. Absolutely adore her. Would do anything for her. for Dorian, how he's like recovering from his trauma, and he's just like a sad boy, but then he's like flirting with Manon, and then like his training he goes through with Rowan, and there are all these memes out there how like Rowan's like punching Aelin and like being so mean to her, and then with Dorian he's just like it's okay.
Yeah.
So I just liked the interactions between those characters a lot in this book, and I really feel for Dorian, my baby.
Yeah, I feel like Dorian really is being underutilized as a character at this point, and I'm hoping he's going to be a lot more important in the next book, because I do feel like he's been massively underutilized.
Yeah, well, luckily for you, the next book's 982 pages.
Yeah.
So, although it did get to a point where this is my sin, I must confess, I did skip a couple of his chapters just to get to what was going on with Aelin, and then once things happened and I got to a point where I was like, okay, then I went back and read the chapters that I skipped, because I was like, how dare you switch point of views right now? I need answers. So anyway, yeah.
That's funny.
Speaking of Aelin, I fucking love her so much. Like, I just love her so much. I just need to say that. And I just, God, she's just so funny in this book and so sassy. Like, the whole Skulls Bay. We'll get into that later, though. But are there any characters that you would like to talk about? Any standouts for you?
I mean, I agree with you that Lysandra is a total standout. She's amazing. I love her. Like, don't get me wrong. Manon's the love of my life. Like, she can eat as many men as she wants. I really don't care. Like, it's fine. They had it coming probably. Like, I don't care that she's basically a serial killer. I love her.
Serial killer.
Like, I don't care.
We support her rights and wrongs.
I also really do love Lysandra, and of all the characters, she's probably one of the most, like, healthiest at this point, like, mentally balanced, like...
Which is crazy, because she was trafficked as a child.
No, I know. I feel like it would make sense, and it would be okay if she was way more messed up, but she's just really got it together, and she's so level-headed, and she's great. I love her so much.
She's so mentally resilient. Like,
she really is.
I really appreciate her for that. And like, meanwhile, Manon's just like gone through the ringer in this book. Like, things are not good for Manon.
she's like really got put through it.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in our scenes section.
All right. Why don't we move on to the characters we crown as King's Champion, or send a champion after? Kinsey, who are you crowning in this book, and why is it Aelin?
It's always Aelin. And then the other character is, if it wasn't obvious already, Lysandra.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that's yours.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Lysandra, right? She's my girl in this book. She's doing so good.
Listen, she took out those sea serpents, okay? She's such a baddie. Like,
she is.
She's so cool. She's so cool.
She is. She's kind of the best.
Now, Karly, which character's on your hit list?
I mean, there's so many.
So many at this point. Oh, my God.
So many. I mean, Lorcan did tell Maeve where they were. It's not great. It's not looking good for him.
No.
I'm not in his POV. It seems like Aelin seemed to know all this was going to happen. So, there's that. I guess it could have been stopped. But who do I want to kill more than Maeve? Not many. I really want to kill Maeve.
I put Elena, fuck you. And then I said, Maeve, also fuck you. But let me tell you, if they were both in a room, I'm still going after Elena twice. Okay? Right. If you give me a gun with 2 bullets, it's going to be Elena both times.
Why not just the gods that, like, forced that thing upon her? Like, they could have just done it another way. It's the deceit.
It's the deceit and knowingly causing the pain and suffering, and also keeping Aelin in ignorance while training her.
You mean making plans and not telling other people what your plans are and keeping them from you?
But this
sounds like someone else in this book.
This is affecting other people. She's like, you know what? I would rather live, and I'm going to double it and give it to the next person, and then I'm going to lie about it, and like I'll let centuries go by and not tell anybody, and I'm gonna have another option. Like, Dorian exists, but I just really think fuck Aelin, so we're gonna just go after her. We're gonna give her the most fucking miserable life, and we're gonna meddle in her life multiple times, but then I'm not gonna be useful. She's like, oh, well, I thought you would have already had all the keys by now. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You never even told her what to fucking do. Like, you are the problem here because you couldn't let your mate die. You're like, I'm just gonna let it be someone else's problem, but then I'm not gonna be helpful the entire time.
I feel like if Aelin was in her shoes at that time, she would have done the exact same thing because they're the same archetype.
Aelin would have taken care of business.
Aelin would have never sacrificed Rowan. She would have been like, okay, I'll figure this out.
But that's the thing, though, is it wasn't sacrificing a single person. It was just they're losing a battle. Like, they've had plenty of battles, but she would have actually gone to battle even knowing if she was going to die.
I don't know what to tell you. I think Elena and Aelin are the same archetype. They're the same character. They're just in different times with different choices. Like, I think if Aelin had been there, she would have made a lot of the same choices she did, especially taking the lock in the first place, not knowing that there was this bigger plan, and wouldn't tell anybody, and she'd be like, I can figure this out. I'm smart enough to outsmart everybody, and then go do it, and then be like, oh, fuck.
I don't know.
So
they would have known it was Erewhon from the beginning, though. So
I don't know what to tell you. I think if roles were reversed, we just have Elena here doing all the Elena shit, and Aelin would have done fucking all the same things Elena did at that time. Like, I think they're very similar in their choices.
Well, Aelin did what she did, and Elena did what she did, and Elena's the one who made all those mistakes, and she's fucked everybody over. It's not just Aelin, it's everybody. So I hate her. She's my person I'm setting the King's Champion after. But if you had to rank Maeve, Erewhon, the King of Otterlin, Elena, Manon's grandmother, and Arabin, who is the worst for you?
Oh, God.
You don't actually have to, like, rank them in order. Just, like, who's the worst?
It's got to be either Maeve or Erewhon.
Okay. I actually hate Maeve more than Erewhon.
Yeah. They're both pretty bad.
They're both pretty bad. They're both pretty bad. All right. Well, that's it for our characters discussion. We don't need Magic and Aurelia to talk about all of the magical moments and quotes in Empire of Storms. There's obviously a lot that happens in this book, but we are going to try our best to keep it short and stick to the main events. Okay. This episode will probably be much longer than Tower of Dawn, but like I said, I technically haven't finished this book yet, but I still have all of my notes and know all of the main points. So we're just going to talk about the main ones, because if we talked about like every single scene that we liked or like every single moment, we'd be here forever. Anyway.
Okay.
Would you rather join the circus with Lorcan as your grumpy tent mate, but you have to be on your period the entire time?
Oh, God.
Or would you rather have Faye hearing and smell and be a third wheel to Rowan and Aelin on a small boat?
Oh, you know what? I'll avoid having my period at any cost. I'm going to be the third wheel.
I will also be the third wheel. And if I play my cards right, maybe they'll let me join. Just kidding.
I think Aelin might kill you for the suggestion, but good luck.
She might be open to it.
Maybe.
But yeah, maybe not so soon after they're mating, because that's a little dangerous. So, okay. Speaking of mating, we had a lot of characters couple up in this book, or beginning to. What is your ranking for the following couples? Aelin and Rowan, Dorian and Manon, Alide and Lorcan, Lysandra and Aedion. That is my order, by the way.
I actually really love Lysandra and Aedion. I just know that, like, that's going to take time, first of all. But also, I'm, like, really, really, really scared for Aedion's future in all of this. You know, Aelin's plans ride really hard on both of these people living. Yeah. And it wouldn't surprise me if Aedion dies. because I think he's like that. Like, he's written as kind of that archetype type character of like the person that's like there to protect you at any cost, like even with their life. So I'm worried about his future. But I think him and Lysandra are one of my favorite characters, along with Dorian and Manon. I do find them funny.
They're so funny. I mean, it makes me sad that he's like, oh, well, mortal women are so frail and fragile because of like what happened with Sorsha. Yeah. But like the Phantom Hands and the hello Witchling, hello Princeling, like it's just so juicy.
Yeah, I still feel like we don't fully understand his power yet. Like, it seems pretty crazy. So I think that's also going to be important in next book, but we'll see. But probably like those two couples, and then Aelin and Rowan, and then Elite and Lorcan.
Okay. Obviously, Rowan forever. Like, I'm Rowan's biggest fan here. Yeah. And I'm just going to point out that the only couple without an age gap that's severe is Lysandra and Aedion. Everyone else is 100+ year age gap.
Yeah. Well, no wonder I like them so much.
Yeah, no, but I love Aelin and Rowan and Dorian and Manon. It's so funny that you feel that way about Aedion, because for me, I was terrified that Lysandra would be the one to die, but Aedion would live. Or like, there are parts where I'm like, oh no, it's definitely gonna be Aedion, but at this point in the book, I was mostly concerned for Lysandra. Like, I was convinced. Gotcha. At that point, I have it all out in my notes. I'm like, she's gonna die in this next book. So, but yeah. So how sad that you think that father and son are both going to go. That does seem right up Sarah's alley, though.
It does,
for maximum torture.
Yeah.
And on that note, what was your favorite overall scene in this book?
Oh my gosh.
There's so many good ones.
There's so many good ones in this book.
It's so juicy. This is a really, really popular favorite book for people. Yeah. A lot of people adore this book.
I will say Abraxos being gone for so much of it was really disappointing.
I knew you were going to bring up Abraxos at some point.
But like, Manon being like, where is Abraxos, when they like captured her, and they're like, he's like sunning on the deck.
Like, he's fine. Like, they don't even have guards for him because he's so docile.
Yeah. Like, he's just taking a little sun nap up on the deck.
Yeah. Like, I think at one point they say he's like no larger than a dog. I'm like, how does that work It's not thermodynamics. Aerodynamically.
No, he's got to be bigger than that. Doesn't even make sense.
No. I was like, maybe like...
Because I have a big-ass dog, and that does not make sense.
Big. He's big. I just... But yeah. Yeah, I like heard that recently. I was like, huh?
But, okay, favorite scene. I'm getting off topic. I really liked Manon and Aelin go into the mirror. So and good. I really liked the reunion with Ansel. I was so excited. I was like, let's fucking go. Because I really, really, really love Ansel. I'm sure there's a scene I'm forgetting at this point.
I'm sure, but we'll talk about a lot of scenes. Yeah. Also, regrettably, I haven't gotten to the mirror scene yet in my reread. And I just remember that being the shit. Like, it was such a good scene. So
it is.
My memory is a little hazy on that. But my favorite scene... I have two, and I'm going to sound like such a dweeb for one of them, but the first one being when Selena shows up and reunites with Rolf, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you, and she's just like playing with his jewels, and then she's like, oh, you're handsome, Rowan, are you available? He's like, no. She's like, oh, well, your woman must be just so talented and so beautiful, and they're just fucking with him, and the whole time Rolf is fuming, and then Lysandra comes in as Aelin. Like, that scene just cracks me up, and it was so funny.
It's good.
So that was a pretty good scene. And then this is what's going to make me sound so lame. The spicy beach scene between Rowan and Aelin, because I love them so much. And like, we got edged for 3 books. Yeah. Okay. Literally 3 books. It took that long. Like, it's a
slow burn.
It was a slow burn. And so like, for me, I was just so happy.
I'm glad.
So I love that scene very much.
It's a good one.
And it did make me cry, which is so lame. Oh. Like, I have never cried in a sex scene before, ever. This was the first time for me, but I was just so happy for them. I was like, yay, they're doing it. They're together. They said, I love you.
Finally get their moment.
To whatever end. Hell yeah. Yeah, I was really happy for them.
All right. Moving on to favorite quotes. Kinsey is fired from choosing a bunch of favorite quotes, so she's only allowed to choose one.
And I
did. She do it?
I did. I stuck to one.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I have another bullet point, I think, because I was actually going to add more, but I didn't. Okay. So let's see if I can say it without crying.
I believe in you.
This is Rowan to Aelin. He said, I love you. There is no limit to what I can give to you. No time I need. Even when this world is a forgotten whisper of dust between the stars, I will love you. That's when I started crying, when they were having sex. I was like, oh, he loves her that much. It's incredible. That's just my favorite. It's such a beautiful declaration of love.
It is beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. All right. Before I get into many scenes that I want to discuss, Karly, are there any standout scenes that you would like to mention first? Because I have a list.
You have a list.
I have a list.
Let's just do your list and see if I have any more I need to add to it.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm going to try my best to keep this really brief.
Okay.
But like,
all right.
I just have to know how you reacted to these scenes and what you thought about them. First of all, we both love Lysandra. When she's like, I'm making you a lady of Terrasen. I was so happy for her. But then Darrow and all the lords of Terrasen were denying Aelin her crown. How did you feel?
I mean, I was like, fuck those bitches, but also a little bit like, I kind of get it. Like a 19-year-old trained assassin, like who are you trusting with your entire country? But also, what the fuck have you been doing this whole time?
Period. She's making moves. Like, she just took down the king of Otterland. That motherfucker's dead. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, she's clearly making moves. I was so mad. I was furious. Because, like, I'm, like holding back tears. Like, oh, my God, she's back in Terrasen. Like, this is so great for her. And then they're like, actually, we all signed a paper before you even showed up. And we're going to just raise a big middle finger. And you can't. Yeah. You can't be queen, even though it's your birthright. Yeah, no, I was pretty mad. Okay. So then we also get a mini fight with Erewhon and the Endovier overlord in Ilium, at which point Aelin literally burns a Valg prince from the inside out. That was pretty sick. What did you think?
That was pretty awesome, honestly. When they're like, what just happened? And somebody's like, she burned him from the inside out. I was like, oh, damn.
Oh, damn. Shit's getting so real.
Yeah.
Okay. I briefly brought up the Rowan and Dorian training. Did you think that was super funny, too, with, like, the difference between Aelin and Dorian?
No, it was funny, but I also think it was, like, he kind of learned from that a little bit and was like, I could be a better mentor to people.
Yeah.
Like,
I also think, like, Dorian probably would have jumped off of a bridge if Rowan was mean to him after everything that Dorian just went through. Like, it's so
really
fresh.
On the edge. Like,
yeah. Okay, we got to talk about this. Like, I'm dying to know how you felt about this scene. So there's a lot of stuff that happened to Manon, as we've said, and in like 2 chapters, we get a boatload of information. So first of all, Astrid has a death fake out.
Yes.
Oh my God. It makes me cry. And she's like, take my body back to the cabin.
Yeah.
Oh!
I genuinely thought she was going to die.
Same.
I was shocked when she didn't. I didn't think Manon was going to be the one to kill her, though. I thought that there was going to be like a moment where Manon tries to save her and then like the grandmother was going to kill her.
Yeah.
And when she walked out of their life, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe this girl's still alive.
Girl, the way that my eyes were pricking and I was just like prepared to start sobbing for Astrid. Oh my God. I was so stressed.
Yeah.
But then
I'm still convinced that she dies by the end of the series.
And then Manon defies her grandmother. Yes. Finally.
I was like, let's go. Yeah. That's my girl right there.
But then as they're fighting, she's like, oh, by the way, you are the queen of the Krakens. Did you see that coming?
I mean, I didn't have it like predicted. It didn't surprise me though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of
like
sense.
Felt like full circle.
It did feel very full circle with like her always wearing the red cape and just them always saying you're made this way instead. And
Well, and it also just felt like the most devastating thing she could have said to her in the moment. And I was like, there it is.
Yep, there it is. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Killing your own people.
Her grandmother sucks. And I guess like Manon was kind of a piece of shit. She killed her own half sister. Like,
yeah.
Ugh, that's gonna get real messy. Anyway, and then Manon nearly died herself. So like, as far as scenes go,
and her telling Abraxos to take her somewhere safe, and he takes her to Aelin. My sweet baby.
We love Abraxos. We love Abraxos. Okay. Then we also later get Aedion finally meeting his father, but kind of telling off his dad. What did you think about that?
I think it's good that like he got it off his chest. And I'm not surprised that he's pissed, because he's just like, you're on the wrong side of this war. Like, you're serving Maeve. She's evil. And like, I still don't get how these people got so like enamored with Maeve that they're like, I'm gonna be blood sworn to you. Like, I mean, really
some of them were against their choice, like feminists.
Yeah. I'm a little like, how did you get in this position? But also like,
some people are
to a certain extent, I'm like, this doesn't seem like as like dire, because I feel like they find ways around it a lot.
They definitely do, but I will say, back to that point, how does it happen? Some people are just really good manipulators. We know people like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
But no, they're like, I love how they find all of the workaround between her commands. They're like, well, like technically she didn't give us a time frame, so we can follow around this 19-year-old girl and like just like help out. Like, yeah, we'll join your army, like whatever. But like, as long as we're still sort of looking for Lorcan.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty funny.
We're just keeping an eye out.
Yeah, like Vaughn's around here somewhere. We're never going to see that guy again, but
yeah. I'm glad that Aedion did get it off his chest though and said that to him. I think he needed to hear it.
Yeah.
But I also think that like that's going to be like a devastating thing that like maybe for Aedion, like Gabrielle died and be like, I never even got to tell my dad that like I cared. And it'll be like heartbreaking in the next book.
Oh, that would be really sad.
Yeah.
Would you cry?
Maybe.
Stuff
like between parents and siblings is usually the stuff that gets me.
Yeah.
Aelin needs a sister and I'll sob.
So I recently went to a Noah Kahan concert. He is my favorite music artist, and I sobbed at his concert 9 times. I feel like the song Willing and Able, if any of you guys are familiar with that song, it fits perfectly for so many characters. I think Willing and Able fits for Aedion and Gavriel. It fits for Sam and Selena, Aelin, whatever. But yeah, it's kind of a rough situation that they're in.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Then we got the battle at Skull's Bay, which is one of my favorite parts of the whole book. Like, that was crazy. Were you expecting Lysandra to turn into a serpent and just, like, save the day?
No. I knew she could turn into stuff, but it seemed like, you know, they talked about, like, oh, the bigger the shifts, the more magic it uses and stuff. But I after this book, I'm like, Lysandra is so much more powerful than I knew or understood her to be, or I think maybe even she realized potentially how powerful she was, because she also lost her abilities young. Yeah. Before I think she really got to like fully come into her powers. So that ability is so incredible, also terrifying.
Yeah. Just imagine if she had Aelin's skill set as an assassin, she would be the most threatening character in this book.
100%.
Yeah.
So I did really love that though. Like that was so cool. And like Aedion's fear for her. And
then he's like, I don't care how long it takes, I'm gonna marry you even if it's 20 years. I'm like, he's like, I'm gonna make you a princess. Anyway, I swooned over that. Okay, and then we also got, so I like lost my shit over this, but Aelin starts to use the word key, and then she gets possessed by Diana, the goddess, and she's like wielding silver fire. She almost attacks Rowan, and then she ends up destroying the town. Like, that was crazy.
That was crazy. Also, what is that, like, God's problem?
Right? Like, they're just... And then,
why?
And then Elena's like, oh, well, she was just the one that happened to be watching that door. So I'm like, okay, so she's an opportunistic parasite? Like...
I'm like, what's your problem? Why don't you help them?
Yeah, why do you have to target the enemies? If all the gods are desperately needing Aelin to forge this lock and get all the keys, why are they going to take out their allies instead of taking out the enemy?
Like, and how does Killian Rowan help them? Like, is there something in their timeline that, like, Rowan's not there, it's better for them? Like,
well, I don't think they were targeting Rowan. I think Rowan stepped in the way because he knew that she couldn't harm him. And that is something with the mates. Like, you can't harm your mate. And so he got in the way because he's like, she's not going to hurt me. But at this point, he didn't know they were mates.
Yeah. That whole thing, though, because I just remember being like, girl, why are you so angry? Like,
I just know that whole battle was so intense for me, especially the first time. Like, I'm holding back tears. I was convinced Lysandra was gonna die in that scene.
Yeah.
And then, like, the ship's falling apart. It was a very vivid scene as well. And just picturing Fenris, who can winnow, which is really interesting. So, like, his teleportation magic, if you haven't read ACOTAR, they call it winnowing in ACOTAR. But, like, them, like, going over and getting onto the reef and just, like, seeing all the wreckage and the fight, like, it was just, like, really, really cool. It wasn't something I was expecting with this book. Like, a pirate fight in the ocean? What?
Yeah.
No, it was really cool. And then, of course, we got to close it out with Aelin and Rowan doing it in the sand. 3 times.
Okay.
Destroying part of the beach because every time they got their release, they're, like, making a little hurricane. Yeah, no, it was so good. What did you think about Elide and Lorcan joining the circus and pretending to be a married couple?
I thought that was really funny and like a small lighthearted moment in the series. I do think it was like needed to break up some of the heaviness of the series. So I did enjoy that. I did think it was kind of funny, and he was having to go along with it. And he was so grumpy about it.
And he
like had to
sold his shirt to like a farmer's wife or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, it was funny.
It was definitely funny. And then, like, it killed me that the whole time Lorcan knew, obviously, that Elide was looking for the same person. Because she's like, well, I have to give this to Selena, and I also have to go meet Aelin. And so when he finally found out that not only that Elide was lying about who she was, but then also that Aelin had fooled him, and Aelin had left him that note like, oh, come up with a more creative insult than bitch the next time you see me. Oh my God, I like died. It was so good. It was so satisfying. And like, I was glad that Elide and Lorcan didn't have to separate. Like, they were going to continue going their way to Eelway together. I was glad for that. But
I also just really liked that whole thing because I felt like you got to see really how like cunning Elide is, and that even though she did get trapped into this one situation, she's still such a strong character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so sad to find out that she's illiterate. I mean, I guess we kind of knew that from Queen of Shadows as well, but like how embarrassed she was about it. I was like, my baby. I know. But you brought up her cunning. I feel like they mentioned at one point that it might actually be the only gift that she actually has from her being a witch or something like that, or like she's also kind of looked after by a goddess, and I don't know if it's because of that or her having witch blood, but I love it.
She's very smart in how she mixes in her truths with her lies, and like how she layers information. This girl, she's thinking ahead. She's thinking 3 steps ahead. She knows, I like it.
She knows what people want to see, and so she gives them that. Yeah, no, she's really cool. I love Elide a lot, and every time I reread the series, I feel like I love her more. She just deserves the best. She's gone through a hard time, like her whole life, like everybody.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of hard time, then back to Manon. Abraxas takes her to Aelin. Dorian and Manon get a little bit spicy. How did you react when they went to go give her some freedom? And then she's like, who's that? And they're like, what are you talking about, Manon? This is Fenris. And she's like, no, that motherfucker not. And then it turned out to be a bloodhound, because I freaked out at first. I was like, Fenris is a traitor. Did you like freak out?
I, for one second, was like, what the fuck is going on? But I like trusted that Manon knew, like that she could tell that it wasn't Fenris.
It was just interesting that his own cadre couldn't tell.
Yeah. Well, I think it just goes to show you that like Manon has like skills like that are going to be really important of being able to tell who's who, especially with shifters in the world. So I think that's probably going to be important in the future, knowing that the witches have those abilities. And I wonder if maybe a lead also might have a little bit of that ability since she's related to the witches. But yeah, that was a really good scene. I was like, wait, what just happened? I was like, wait, what? Pushing my audiobook back. Like, did I miss something? And then I was like, I haven't missed anything. Something crazy is happening right now.
Yeah, no, that was so crazy. And then, okay, so then we finally got to find out what the true origins of the lock were, how Elena's mom gave up her mortal life to, like, create the lock. And we also got revealed to us that, the Eye of Elena was created by witches, and it's like a witch mirror of sorts, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
And then finding out that Aelin actually truly did die as a child in that river, and Elena brought her back to life. And this makes me cry on a reread, but she's like, I just wanted you to experience joy and have a little bit of time and find a mate. And I'm just like, oh. And then Nehemiah's there, but like, I don't forgive him. I don't forget those bitches. Sorry. But no, but like that was crazy. And then like finding out like, oh, some sacrifices got to be made to forge this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's concerning.
It is a bit concerning.
What did you think about that whole scene?
I mean, it was an interesting twist that she actually had the lock the whole time. I wasn't as foreseeing it being the lock that she was looking for at all. Like, I did not catch that.
When they were describing it being in the marshes, I thought they actually had to go into a building and find a lock or like a tomb or something. Which, speaking of tombs, we did not bring this up in our Queen of Shadows discussion. I feel like we got to bring it up now, but there was a moment where she did bring up like, Elena, your tomb is kind of crushed. R.I.P. to our favorite door knocker,
Mort.
I think about him all the time.
Yeah.
And we never see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short-lived, but never forgotten.
Never forgotten. Yeah, no, but back to the lock. No, that was like insane. And like finding out the whole nameless is my price. Like I was just so angry. I was so angry.
Yeah.
It was unreal how angry I was. Like, oh.
I was not angry.
I got the beef. I got the beefs with them. No, it's crazy. Yeah. Okay. The next scene, we got the battle in Eelway. When Rowan's cousins turned against Maeve's armada.
I mean, I knew he was like asking for help from them, but I didn't expect all of them to help him. And I was just so surprised. But I think it just goes to show you that when you rule like Maeve does, people aren't as loyal to you as you think they are when it's based on fear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Period. No, that was so good. And like to have Rowan the entire time just be kind of, I don't want to say distraught, maybe a little bit insecure, but like he's a very secure man, but like he just like had a lot of internal thoughts of, well, like I am a prince in title, but I no longer have any money. I don't have an army I can give her. Maybe she is better off marrying a prince from another land for like political gain. And so like he's like, what can I give her? Like I can't really give her anything except for my own person and support, and then to finally have him be able to give her that, like it was just very sweet. So I really love that. Like it just like was a feel good moment, and it led up also to all of the allies showing up at the end, and we did already go into all of the allies and just like how that was such a cool moment. Makes me so emotional. But yeah, it was so good. Did you react to him at least saying like, where is my wife?
Oh yeah, you know, that's always a good line in a book. And I was like, wait, wife? And I was like, for 1 second I was like, did I miss something? Like I was one of those moments where I was like, did I accidentally skip a chapter? Because I've been like going back and forth with the tandem read, and I was like, how did I fuck this up somehow? But yeah, and when like it revealed the plan, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So yeah, no, that was a bit of a mic drop.
It was good. Okay, those were the scenes I wanted to talk about. Did you have any scenes that you needed to get out there? Did anything like refresh your memory?
I think just the scene where a lead tricks the Ilkin that are after her into like thinking that she's trying to hunt the same girl they're hunting. And I was like, we talked about how cunning she is, but like that was really good. I was like, this girl is smart, and I really like her a lot. And I like how she's really written to be brave despite her fear. Like she's so afraid, but she keeps pushing forward. And I just really appreciate her a lot.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the crying scenes, we did not get you. Nothing even made you like, aw, like emotional?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well then. Just kidding.
Sorry.
You're okay. I only cried 3 times the first time I read Empire of Storms, but I do obviously cry a lot more on a reread. I already mentioned like Astron's sentencing where she said, take me back to the cabin. That got me really good. Rowalin's love declarations, and then the spicy scene on the beach. I cried. And when Aelin saw Nehemia and Alina in the mirror portal, whatever, and then she like learned the truth, I was just like, damn, that sucks. So that made me cry the first time around. It also makes me cry on a reread, but on a reread, I specifically cry when Lorcan goes, I wanted to go to Paranth with you. Oh, he does have a heart for somebody.
He does.
The Elite and Aelin reunion, and Aelin just like being able to say Marion's final words to her. Ugh, sad. Rowan turning his cousins against Maeve and providing her with an army. That makes me cry. I think it's so sweet, only on a reread. Okay, I did actually sneak in another quote.
Okay, that's okay.
Let's see if I cry. I'm going to try my best. When Aelin says, and tell Rowan that I'm sorry I lied, but tell him it was all borrowed time anyway. Even before today, I knew it was all just borrowed time, but I still wished we'd had more of it. Tell him he has to fight, he must save Terrasen, and remember the vows he made to me. And tell him thank you for walking that dark path with me back to the light. It's like a knife to my heart. It's so sad. I'm so impressed with myself for not crying, like reading that. Usually I cry every time. Then where is my wife? And like how it says like he let out a cry, like, and he's gonna search the world, like that just like final line of the book, like gets me. And all the allies showing up. So that's when I cry. So good. That's when I cry in this book.
I mean, those were really good moments. Especially, I will say, the Astron one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Astron one is rough.
It is.
It's rough. Okay. Real fast, before we move on to our theories, I do have to discuss Maasverse connections with ACOTAR series spoilers.
We will put a timestamp in.
Yeah, it's not really a plot spoiler, but it is part of the world building. So if you'd like to skip ahead to our theories section, check our show notes for the timestamp. It's going to be like super quick. It's going to be like 2 minutes.
Okay.
But okay. So Lorcan may or may not have been to Velaris before. Quote, he'd seen a kingdom perhaps 300 years ago that relied on barges to sail its goods from one end to another. Its name eluded him, lost to the catacombs of his memory. Lorcan wondered if it still existed, tucked away between 2 mountain ranges on the other side of the world. Boom. I'm totally convinced that that's Velaris. Like when I had first read that, because like the whole thing with Velaris is it's got this spell or this ward around it. And so people trade with it all the time, but they can't ever talk about it or think about it. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And with it being surrounded by the mountains. And I'm constantly trying to figure out, okay, like, does one series take place in the past or the future, the present? Are they the same world? Are they different worlds? And I'd like to think that since Lorcan had sailed there and it's on the other side of the world, that Prithian and the continent are actually on the same planet as the Throne of Glass world. So I think that's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking Valaris because I was thinking like probably different timeline and that the magic wouldn't be there yet. But that's interesting.
It is interesting. And he is one of the older Fae in the cadre.
That's true.
And he has death magic. That's so interesting. And then Aelin had silver fire, silver flames.
Yep.
Silver flames from a huntress. Very interesting.
Suspicious.
Very suspicious. Anyway, I'm sure we'll have more about that in our theories episode after we finish Crescent City. But it is now time to talk about theories for Kingdom of Ash, because at this point in the series, you only have Kingdom of Ash left. Yay!
I know.
Because we're not...
Well, I do have a little bit of Tower of Dawn left.
Yeah, we're not counting that because, like, you got, like, a little bit left. But also, those events happen at the same time chronologically. So, like, what's happening next isn't Tower of Dawn. It's Kingdom of Ash.
Okay.
So, time to lock it in, girl. What do you think is going to happen?
I might... Just as a caveat, I might have to update some of these theories in our Tower of Dawn episode because I do have a bunch of annotations
and that's
from Air of Fire and Queen of Shadows I have not reviewed because we literally got on as soon as I finished.
No, you're good. And we can
So I might update some of these in Tower of Dawn.
Perfect.
So I was, first of all, I was glad I was right about them being mates.
Me too.
Because I was like, this doesn't make sense if they're not mates.
I was literally screaming. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I was like, you couldn't fool me. But to have it be that Maeve tricked them, that was a surprise. How she's like, oh, I totally manipulated your mind and made you think that you had a mate. And like,
I wasn't sure like what was possible magic wise, but I was like, this doesn't make sense. They've got to be mates.
Yeah. I was like, whatever the reasoning is behind it, they're mates. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Yeah. All right. What theories do you want to know about?
I just want to know like what you have in general. Like I obviously have some specific questions for you, but like what are some things that you're convinced is going to happen in Kingdom of Ash, or like you're hoping to happen in Kingdom of Ash? Just like any thoughts.
Well, we got this whole like, is Aelin going to die at the end of this series question in order to like solve this huge problem. And I mean, this isn't a romantasy series. It's a fantasy series.
It is a fantasy series.
So it's possible for her to die at the end because we're not guaranteed a happily ever after like you are in romance. And I guess like romantasy doesn't technically guarantee that, but a lot of romantasy authors kind of follow the HEA guarantee that romance gives you.
Yeah.
But that being said, so I think it's possible she could die, but I'm wondering if the fact that she's already died once is going to affect this whole thing.
That would suck. So, like, you think she's going to forge the lock with all the keys, but then it's not going to work because she's already died?
I'm wondering if it's going to mean either she doesn't have to die because she's already died, or if it's going to mean it has to be somebody else, which would mean Norian. Because this is this is a quick Harry Potter spoiler, but this is like very much Harry Potter and what's the other kid's name?
Neville,
thank you. And like they both could be the prophecy. Like it could be either one, and they weren't sure for a while.
Remember when I said that the family tree was important? Now you know why.
Yeah. I mean, you could write it to be anyway, but so I think it's possible we're going to see it where either Dorian has to do it and he's going to have to die at the end of this, or that somehow maybe they could both use their magic and like it'll be enough that they don't have to die. I feel like I've seen that in fantasy quite a bit, where like two people team up and maybe like they have to give up their magic. So I could see something like that happening at the end. But it wouldn't surprise me if Dorian dies at the end of this. Yeah. I definitely think Astrid is not long for this world.
Yeah.
She's not surviving this series, I don't think. I think she's going to have to do that thing Manon has talked about where, like, they can only tap into their magic one time and they basically just turn into a bomb, I guess. Like, I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's called the yielding. And
the yielding, yeah.
Like, I'm being real quiet because I have all of my theories written down, and I'm not making anything up. Like, this is all what I documented the first time I read the book. But I said the exact same thing. I had a whole section just on 4 deaths, and I'm going to skip ahead here and just say there will be at least 3 major protagonist deaths. My money is on the 13. Someone in the 13 is definitely going to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
I said they keep mentioning the yielding, so I bet we'll finally see it happen.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think we're going to see it happen. I think it's going to be Astrid, personally, if not all of them. With the exception of Manon. I don't think Manon's going to die at the end of this.
Yeah. If you had to choose, like, one or the other, just Astrid or all of the 13, what do you think is most likely, and what do you think would be most devastating?
I think the most impactful on Manon would be, like, if Astrid specifically died to save her. But we haven't gotten attached to any of the other 13, so it's not going to surprise me if they all die. So I don't think they're long for this world. So there's a lot of characters I'm like, they're going to die. They're going to die.
Mostly Astrid, possibly the whole 13, Adian, Dorian, Gavriel. Anyone else you think's going to die? You think Aelin might also die?
I mean, I think they have to find a way to create the log. And I don't truly think she's going to kill Aelin at the end of the story, personally.
I mean, you know how much I cried.
You did cry a lot.
And we know how much I love my girl Aelin.
Yeah, you do love Aelin a lot. So I just don't see, like, Lysandra pretending to be Aelin for the rest of her. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, she's just never going to have fire magic again. And I'm like, well, then who's going to rule over Terrasen? And, like, I guess maybe there's just another option for Terrasen that, like, I'm not thinking of.
Well, do you think that people are going to figure out that Lysandra's pretending? Like, do you think they're going to actually go as far as having heirs? And, like, maybe they're going to be like, wait, that doesn't look like Aelin and Rowan's child. That looks like Lysandra's kid.
No, I don't think we're going to see that in the next book unless there's a huge time jump.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Lysandra's ready for that.
No,
and I don't think it would be right to force that upon her.
Do you think that they're going to get caught, though? I mean, like, we did learn in this book that her mark from when she was a courtesan is still visible whenever she shifts.
Yeah, I think it's possible they'll get caught. I guess it could be the mark. I also think it could just be, like, maybe she will be, like, messing around with Adian, and then people will be like, what are you doing?
With your cousin?
That's your cousin.
I mean, I guess they kind of wanted her with her cousin at some point, I guess.
Yeah,
like some people
do apparently think that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to call her out if they get caught?
Let's see here. Who would it matter? I think the people that, like
Darrow?
Darrow, yeah. The people she met with in the beginning, that they need to believe that she's Aelin. Yeah, I think it would be most likely him.
Gotcha.
That could figure it out. But he might not know about the courtesan mark. So it would have to be, like, someone else, like, knows her well enough to know about that to figure it out. Because he might not even realize, even though he did know Lysandra was a courtesan and he didn't like that about her.
He did, yeah. I just don't know if he's familiar with the mark.
Yeah, or that, like, why Lysandra couldn't just make up a reason why, like, Aelin would also have it. She's had a crazy life. Anything can happen.
Maybe assassins have marks, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. Who else? I mean, I have concerns about other characters, but I almost don't want to speak it into existence.
Just speak it into existence. I want to hear it.
I guess the book's already written.
The book's already written. Speak it into existence.
I'm really scared for Abraxos. I'm really scared for Abraxos. That's the one that I'm like, I will cry. But yeah, I don't want the 13 to die, but I do think that there's going to be, like, a sacrifice for Manon from her people that's going to be important. So, like, that's not going to surprise me.
Yeah.
I definitely think, like, at the end of this, like, we're going to deal with Maeve somehow. Maybe they could use Maeve to use the lock. I'd like to see her have to be the one that they need to make the lock, because that would feel actually full circle to me.
It'd be super interesting.
Yeah, like that would be really cool, like if they had to use her. And there was this mention, and I'll have to go back to my annotations, and maybe I'll have more to say about this after our Tower Dawn episode, but there is this mention in Air of Fire about like how like somebody entered Wendelin at some point, went to see Maeve, a girl a long time ago who had raw power.
Just like Dorian.
And I was like, how is that not important? Because this seems real important.
Yep. Also, this might be a good, you're not going to find the answer that you need here, but this is a good point to mention that if you are also reading Throne and Glass for the first time, before you read Kingdom of Ash, you should read all of the bonus chapters.
Oh, okay.
You're actually going to need some of them going into this next
I'll have
one.
to read some bonus chapters. You'll have to send them to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like I've gone in circles. But that's, I think, most off the top of my head. Now, what are your specific questions?
Well, first of all, I guess one of them was who's going to die and who's not. So now we have a good list for you.
Okay.
Do you think that they're going to rescue Aelin?
Yes.
Like they're going to be successful in getting her from Maeve? Okay.
Yes.
And okay, you talked about how they're going to forge the lock. Do you think that Aedion and Gavriel will have a father-son relationship in the next book? Or do you think like Aedion's forever going to just hold it against him?
I don't think he's forever going to hold it against him, but I think there's a good chance Gavriel's going to die before Aedion gets a chance to, like, not hold it against him.
Maximum devastation.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you think that Aelin will get the opportunity to offer the blood oath to anyone else? Aedion has already said in Queen of Shadows that he's going to be a diva, and he's going to wait until after she's crowned queen and do it in front of everybody to get the blood oath. But do you think she's also going to offer that to like Ren Allsbrook or the cadre, anything like that?
I don't know. I feel like for me, I find the blood oath thing like really weird. It's like, wouldn't you want somebody to serve you simply because they want to and not because they have to?
Yeah. Well, I think they do it because they want to, and then she like gives them a lot more free will. Like they even had kind of like gone into that a little bit in this book. It's like their intentions, and that's why like Maeve is so much worse.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just something weird about it, but like I guess maybe. But I would find it personally the most devastating is at the end is if she says she's not going to take any blood oaths because Aedion died and he was like the honorary of like the final blood oath, and like he didn't actually get to take it, and so she's not going to accept anymore because he dies in battle or something saving her. And I think that would be the most emotionally devastating. That
would be pretty devastating.
Yeah.
You kind of have a fucked up head, Karly.
Kinsey's like, I'm never gonna read anything you write. What the fuck?
I'm like tearing up thinking about her not being able to give someone a blood oath because they die. Like that's sad. That's crazy.
Yeah, I find that the most emotionally devastating.
Yeah,
personally.
No, that would be pretty devastating.
Yeah.
So earlier we talked about Manon like the whole episode.
Yeah.
So Manon's status with the witches has changed a lot because right now she's lost her like coven and she's not the wing leader, and she's found out that she's actually Kraken.
Yes.
What do you think is going to happen with that? Do you think that she's going to find the Krakens and somehow rally them to the cause? Do you think that she's going to get like the other covens to join her? Do you think she's going to help Aelin? Like, what do you think there?
I don't know how many Krakens there are to find at this point, because I think they've done a pretty good job wiping them out. But maybe they are hiding somewhere. I feel like I'd have to go reread my annotations around some of the things those conversations that she had with the girl she murdered.
Yeah.
Before I like...
Rip Rhiannon.
Yeah. Rip. Gone too soon. Before you could give us helpful information. Let's see. Do I think that they're actually alive? It wouldn't surprise me if there are some Kraken. I just don't think there's going to be as many to rally as she thinks there is.
Do you think that they're going to find a way to break the witch's curse? And do you think that do you think that Ansel and Manon are going to like fight it out because of the land?
I actually think they might find a way to coexist at the end of this.
How do you think the curse will be broken?
I gotta reread my annotations. We can talk about that after our Tower of Dawn episode.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And I'm trying to think like other questions I have for you, if I can like lead you on into a certain way of thinking.
Trying to trick me.
How painful do you think the torture of Aelin, Ash River, Whitethorn, Galathinius will be?
I think it's going to be not great. I think it's going to be pretty rough because I think it'll be worse than a particular torture scene that I find very upsetting in another series. And I think it'll probably be worse than that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, times 1,000, bitch.
Okay, all right.
Times 1,000.
Okay. Yeah.
It's painful. Like my grandmother started Kingdom of Ash months ago, and I got an update from her. She called me last week and was like, "Hi Kinsey, I just wanted to let you know, like, I'm still reading Kingdom of Ash, but like I haven't gotten past this point because it's really sad." And I was like, "Grandma, that's not even the worst part of the book." Like, I fucking wish that was the worst part of the book. So buckle up, and I just pray her heart doesn't give out.
Okay.
Because I'm concerned.
Praying for you, Grandma.
There's a reason I cried by page 5.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty bad. Like, even just like how Sam was tortured in the Assassin's Blade, like, we weren't there for that. We know what his wounds were like. And, you know, the wounds are going to be different for Aelin, but it's pretty devastating.
Okay.
Do you think you will cry?
I do think I'm probably going to cry. I don't think I'm going to cry as much as you cried.
Yeah, no, I don't think most people don't. I have mental illness that I go to therapy. I'm on meds. I have illness.
I'm going to predict that I'll cry twice.
Twice. Okay, I was going to ask you how many times you think you're going to cry. Twice.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to cry at all towards the beginning of the book, or do you think you're only going to cry towards the end?
Probably towards the end.
Towards the end. Okay.
Yeah.
How many times do you think I will cry? Do you think I'll be over or under 103? Because I cried 103 times the first time I read this.
I think you're going to cry less this time.
I do too, because there were a lot of times where I was having a full-blown mental breakdown and crying for an hour because I was so stressed for characters and I was convinced they were going to die just for me to flip the page and they were fine the next paragraph.
Yeah, so
and
I think you'll cry less.
Like, now I know who lives and who doesn't, but there are some, like, there are scenes that wreck me. Because, like, there are scenes that you cry because they're happy, but there's also a lot of scenes that you cry to because they're sad. Do you think that they're going to get more assistance from the Fae? Like, do you think that Rowan's family are going to continue helping him? Do you think that, like, all the Fae that just disappeared in Aurelia are going to ever show up again? Or do you think it's mostly just going to be between the humans and the witches?
No, I'm hoping the Fae step up. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fight for your magic, people.
Fight for your magic. Fight for your right to party. Do you think that they're going to kill Erewhon, and how do you think they're going to do it?
I think I got to reread my annotations for that, but he's got to go.
And what do you think's going to happen to Maeve? You think that, like, your solid answer is she's going to be the one put into the lock, or do you think that they're going to...
I think it would be full circle and really satisfying if she was made into the lock. I think I would enjoy that. If she had to be like the architect of her own demise, essentially, and had to be the thing she didn't want to exist in the world. So fingers crossed for that outcome.
Yeah. Okay. It's time for me to reveal what all of my theories were.
Hit me with it. I haven't read your outline, so I have no idea what's in there.
And it's like really long. I made a lot of theories going into Kingdom of Ash, and I didn't even go past like any of my older annotations because I would leave notes as I was reading. But this is what I had posted right before I started Kingdom of Ash. So these are not spoilers, to be clear. Okay. This is what I documented the first time I read this book. So my first wish was that everyone gets a happily ever after. And I said, that's Delulu. So I know that's not going to happen, but I'd love for that to be the case. Like, this is 982 pages of war. Okay? Like, you really feel the hopelessness. It's really devastating. There's a reason I haven't read this book again. Okay, so this is what I also said. I said, Rowan will find Aelin, hopefully within the first third of the book. And then for the lock, I think either they will sacrifice Dorian's evil little brother, or Aelin makes the lock. And if Aelin makes the lock, then she'll just give up her immortal life because she's bound. Probably they're heavily implying that she will settle. So I'm like, okay, well, she's going to just give up her immortal life, but can still live as a mortal. And then I said, counter, Rowan resurrects her like Elena did, and he gives up his immortality, and they both live as mortals if she doesn't settle. So, like, I had, like, kind of a lot of options here.
Yeah.
I just wasn't willing to accept that Aelin is going to die with the lock. You know, like, I'm just like, I don't accept that is a possibility.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see Aelin seeing Sam and or Nehemia through the word key portal. I desperately wanted to see Sam again, since Nehemia keeps popping up. I'm like, well, Sam's bound to at some point, and then she can say goodbye, and then he'll like know like, oh, Selena was Aelin this whole time. I just felt like that would be a really good full circle moment. And then for the battles, specifically for battling, I said the lost Fae of Terrasen will join the battle and return to Terrasen. Dorian becomes hella skilled with magic, and Aelin kicks some serious ass and is super powerful. I also thought that the Blue Bloods and most of the Blackbeaks will switch sides to fight with Manon against the Volg and like Manon's grandmother. As for crownings, titles, and politics, I said Darrow needs to go, and Aelin is crowned as the Queen of Terrasen. Okay, that's like a big wish for me. Yes. Dorian is crowned as King of Adarlan because Dorian's gonna survive, okay? I said I want Lysandra to become lady or princess if she marries Aedion. Manon will be crowned Queen of Krakens, and the Witch's Curse will be broken. Like, I was very determined with that. I said Rowan's cadre will be freed, and Fenris will take Aelin's blood oath. I said Elide and Lorcan are mates, because now that we have confirmation that Aelin and Rowan are mates, Kinsey's got to be Delulu, and Elide and Lorcan are now mates too.
Oh yeah, I buy that one.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm like, they're totally mates, and I'm hoping that Elide either has an extended lifespan because she does have witch blood in her, or maybe Lorcan will give up his immortality so that they can live together. I said Aedion will whine about Lysandra because they just kind of have like a really interesting dynamic too. Manon and Dorian will start a formal relationship, but it'll get a little complicated because they each have their own kingdoms to rule. Yeah. And familial relationship, I said Gavriel and Aedion become a family. Aww. And then for deaths, so as I said, there will be at least 3 major protagonist deaths. My money is on the 13, and then I thought that they would go out with a bang and do the yielding. I was very worried. I said, I'm worried that Lysandra will die. I said, Maeve will turn to ash. Like, I have only been asking for it since Airfire. Maeve is going to turn to ash specifically.
Please.
Manon's grandmother will die. And I said, Erewhon will get sent back through the portal. Like, I don't care if he dies or not. He just needs to go away. And then I said, Abraxos gets to smell more flowers. And finally, Kinsey will sob a lot.
I think those are some good predictions you had.
I think so too. And I will not say how many I got right.
Okay, sounds good.
Would you care to add any more theories now that I have gone over my list?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Hit me up at End of Tower of Dawn. I'll give you any updated ones that I think of.
All right. So to close with everything we've discussed today, what is your overall rating of this book?
I did really like this one. It was really fun. It would be interesting to know what it would have been like reading it without doing the tandem read. So, like, with that caveat in mind, I probably like a 4.5, maybe a little bit above. Yeah.
I rated this as a 4.75. I think it is the better half of the tandem read, and I actually am not a fan of the tandem read. Like, to be completely honest, I'm glad I did it the first time I read the series, but every time I reread, I don't tandem read. I don't. I just...
Do you skip it, though?
No, I don't skip it.
I could not have gotten through. I'm going to be so real. I don't think I would have gotten through, and I'm not quite through. I only have a little bit left, but yeah. I don't think I would have finished Tower of Dawn without the tandem read.
Yeah, and that's where I do think it's good, like, for people who are impatient. And now you know, like, oh my god, Aylin's kidnapped. And so for people who, like, don't like Chaol or who love Aylin or are impatient, because I do know people who have skipped Tower of Dawn completely as a book, which is kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because it's like 700 pages. But I know people who skip it because they just can't wait, because then you have to read this whole book. And like, I have friends who read this series as it came out, and there were years that they had to wait but until Kingdom of Ash, and I'm like, that would drive me nuts after this ending.
I had this conversation today with a friend of mine. I was like, listen, I don't believe in book burning, but if I would have gotten Tower of Dawn and cracked it open a year after the end of Empire Storm's ending,
and then have to wait another year,
I was starting over at the beginning of the timeline, and then I was going to have to wait another year for the end of that book, I would have lit a match. Like, I would have been so mad.
I am so convinced that we are about to get a tandem read experience with ACOTAR 6. I am so convinced that that's what we're going to have happen.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
but we'll talk about that in our other episode. But no, like, and like, I understand, because all the people that I know who like read it as it came out, they didn't really enjoy Tower of Dawn. Compared to Empire of Storms, it wasn't as good. Like, I will say that. But on its own, it's actually much more enjoyable. I was like, wait, there actually is a lot of stuff that goes on. It does have good pacing. And I connected with the story a lot more. However, like, just compared to Empire of Storms, it just like wasn't as good. Like, Empire of Storms is just so gripping.
Yeah, I think Tower of Dawn is heavily character driven and not super plot driven.
Yes.
And you either like those types of books or you don't, and you should know that about yourself before committing to reading it.
Yeah, and there's only really like 2 or 3, I'll say 3 like major plot points in Tower of Dawn that actually matter for Kingdom of Ash. So majority of it is character. But Empire of Storms, I don't know if you would ever reread this series, but like for you, I definitely would just recommend doing it separate. I prefer rereading it separately. And I actually told myself I was going to do the tandem read again, and I didn't.
That's okay.
So
you've already read it.
I tried.
You're being a good guide. That's what I needed.
I tried. I like, because I'm audiobooking it a lot of the time, and so I like tried I like went to Chaol's chapter. I think I did like 2 chapters of Tower of Dawn, and then I like was like, I'm just sticking with Empire of Storms.
Yeah.
But anyway, all
right.
You liked it though. 4.5. Yeah, 4.75 for me. Honestly, on a reread, I'd probably give it a 5-star. Like, I feel like the pacing is really good. There's a lot of development. It was really intense. Like, just like my heart was racing so much of the book. Like, I was just like, wow, like Queen of Shadows really left you on such a high, and now it's starting to go down.
So, and now everybody dies.
Everyone dies. How would you say that Empire of Storms ranks compared to the rest of the series?
I feel like for me, it's like right there with Queen of Shadows. Like, I feel like the same about it. Like, I was like, whenever I was on a Tower of Dawn chapter, I was like, let's get back over to Empire of Storms.
We'll talk about all this in our Tower of Dawn.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Tower of Dawn episode.
But okay.
On that note.
tied with Queen of Shadows, or like number 2?
I'd say like tied.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, this is where we leave you today, Basic Book Besties. Thank you so much for listening. Please leave us a review and join us for our next Throne of Glass reaction episode, where we are discussing our thoughts and feelings on Book 6, Tower of Dawn.
And Karly has some opinions on that.
Karly has some feelings.
Yeah. If you need more bookish content, we have 4 ongoing seasons. You are currently listening to our crash course season for the Maasverse, but we also have Fourth Wing deep dive topics, fun author interviews, and our book bestie chats featuring spice ratings, our thoughts on recent adaptations, discussions on our current reads, and more. Our Maasverse Season 2 content releases weekly on Thursdays, while our other seasons release episodes sporadically on Tuesdays.
You can check out our website, basicandbookishpod.com, for info about our contact form, upcoming seasons, which authors we have scheduled next, events we're attending, and more. We've linked that down in the show notes.
You can join us over on Patreon, where you can access all of our episodes ad-free 3 days early and in full video, plus extras like exclusive quarterly book club access, with our next book club being in September, shoutouts on the show, and PDF resources. You'll find our Patreon link in the show notes, along with all the ways you can support the podcast. Today's shoutout goes to Will R. Thank you for supporting our content. Yay!
Don't forget to stay in the loop by following us on social media at Basic and Bookish Pod, and join us in our Discord chat. Who knows, you might just meet your next book bestie there.
We'll be back next week. Until then, prepare to crash out over ACOTAR 6 as we continue to crash course our way through the Maasverse. I am terrified. I don't know if my mental health is ready for this reread. I have never reread Kingdom of Ash. I literally have a video of me vowing to never reread this book because it devastated me so much. And
listen, you have read it, so you don't have to reread it if you don't feel like you should.
Oh, I got to. And this is exactly what I said right before I read it for the first time. I said, I'm terrified, but for Aelin, I will not be afraid.
Okay. Well, maybe what we need to do before we read it is prepare a Kingdom of Ash book hangover survival kit. And it can just be the books you should read after Kingdom of Ash to cheer you up.
So if anyone has recommendations... I'm going to say right now, Karly, I think you're going to cry more than twice just from what you have told me in the past and what I know. I think... Right now, I'm going to say it. I'm going to count on, I'm going to go through scenes in my head right now. I think we might get 8 tears out of you.
Okay, so Kinsey thinks I'm going to cry 8 times. I think I'm going to cry twice. So let us know on the Discord.
I think at the very least, you will certainly cry at least 3 times, but I think you are going to be triggered. And so I do think 4... Like 4 is very likely. And if you cry over this, like an event that happens, but it gets brought up multiple times, then I think then that's where we get to 8. But I really genuinely think you're going to cry at least 4 times. Minimum 4 times, but probably 8.
All right. Well, I want everybody to go guess on the Discord, our Discord channel, how many times you think I'm going to cry. And if you guess correctly, I will send you a book.
Oh.
If more than one person guesses, I'll put you guys in a lottery, I will send a person a book.
Well then.
So people go guess on the Discord. The link is in our show notes. You can go join it from there and go guess how many times Karly's gonna cry.
I'm gonna write down the exact scenes that I think will make you cry and see if I was right.
Okay, well, we'll have to have a Kingdom of Ash channel over on Discord for this.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Go find us.
Bye, guys.
Right. Bye.